Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's week 4 of the U4 Success Bootcamp. Who's excited? I see a bunch of people's still getting on here. Who we got on here tonight? Brenda, Angela. I'm not good with names, so Tia Sean, Rodney, Marin, Melissa, Donna, Ronald. Awesome. They're still flowing in. But yeah, this is week 4 of U4 Success Bootcamp. Excited to bring you our guest tonight, Steve Krivda, who is he's just a rock star in an online presence. He's an L5 leader in MLSP. He's still in his primary. So this guy knows what he's doing. He's been around. I've actually watched him up on stage speak at 2 different live events, and he's just like you. He's one of us. He's just a normal person who just tells it like it is, and who's honest and just a good human being, and brings it to you, pretty much. So I can't wait to see what he's going to bring tonight. And you got anything to add to that, Samantha?
I am super excited, Steve. I cannot even tell you how thankful I am for you coming out and sharing with our group of people. They are so excited. We've kept you a secret for like 4 weeks. We're like, just wait till week 4, wait till week 4. So thank you so much for coming out. I never miss any of your wake-up calls or anything. I follow you. I love you to death. I think you're amazing.
You guys are awesome. Let's see. Hang on one second here, Melissa. I'm helping you guys out here.
Yep.
Fresh. Cool. I am excited to be here too. Thank you very much for that, guys. Samantha, thank you. You know, it means a lot. I really do my best to pour everything I have into everything I do. So usually I'm pretty exhausted after those calls. Let's see. Try refreshing. I wonder if they can't hear.
Is everybody having problems seeing us? Can you hear us okay?
Melissa says I refreshed, still no feed. Can you
Only
hear?
chat.
Donna's going to chat.
Can't hear either. Okay, so cool.
Awesome.
What is that?
No problem. Whoops. Crap. Don't look at me, because nope.
Should I try to refresh on my end?
I don't know. I mean, we haven't.
This has never happened.
Let me message Rodney real quick. Sorry for the technical issues here.
You kidding me? I use GoToWebinar only because I know how to use that. That's the only, and it's more than this.
So if I try refreshing, I won't lose you guys, right? I'll just
No, yeah, you can go.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, let me.
Hold on. If you get kicked off, come right back. There.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Hold on.
Is Samantha the one that's hosting it from her place?
What's that?
Is Samantha hosting it from her place?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's her account, so. You're back on?
Yep. Let me see what we got going on. Oh, now I kicked you guys off. Shh. Can everybody see me and hear me now?
I'm back.
I'm back.
Okay. Okay. I'm in now. Everybody
now?
everybody good now? Everybody can hear us?
When I'm moving, I stopped being frozen.
Yeah, that's all right. Everybody can hear us now.
All right, so here's the deal. It is week 4, and we have the amazing Steve Krivda with us. We're all
Right?
so excited to hear from Steve. What's up?
You guys missed all the cool intros.
I know.
Oh,
Yes.
man, that's so funny.
Kelly, go ahead with your intro.
Steve was kind of a secret, in this boot camp week 4. We're going to bring you guys out, the powerhouse on week 4. So stay with us and just wait for week 4. And we kept building it up, and to finally release who we're having on here tonight, Steve. It's hard to introduce you. You're just so awesome. In L5 and L5 and My Lead System Pro, and I've watched you go from I believe it was your first one when you was up on stage at Live to Dream 5. Was that your first time on stage, or you was up the year before?
At MLSP at the Live the Dream event, yeah, that was my first time.
Yeah, since Live the Dream 5, it was him being in the same town that I was at. We're clear in Austin, Texas. And yet I can hit a golf ball to his house from my mom's house.
Yeah.
They're right down the same street pretty much. And to watch this man do what he does for his family and be able to live a life of freedom and be able to do it from his laptop or his phone and just wait till you hear what he's going to bring, because this is what he does. He doesn't have to go to work. He doesn't have to. He schedules his time, and he put this hour or so aside for you guys tonight. So make it count. Put all the distractions away and get a pen and paper out, because he's going to bring it.
Awesome. I can't see the numbers in your background, Kelly. Can we go back to him?
The number?
There you are. For your part of your dream board behind you. Is that L2? I can't see.
L2, L5, and then L7.
Cool. So what's up with 3 and 4?
He's just going to skip them.
That's kind of what it seems. He's like,
I'm going to skip them. I'm not going to. Those goals aren't going to be needed.
That's awesome.
L5 is next.
Right on, man. You guys want to see something cool? My son gave me this today. You know how I'm a big person on I am statements, and hang on. So the kids were in camp today, and I'm going to put this back on because I didn't realize what it said until afterwards. See if you can see that. Is it blurry?
Yeah.
It says I am on the front. And on the back it says braver, smarter, stronger, smarter. That's just so cool. That he gets it though. You know what I mean? My boys get it because we're really hard on them about how they speak. And I heard Danielle yelling at the youngest, not yelling, but reprimanding for him saying I can't do something. I don't even know what it was. We're not allowed to say can't in our house. Well, it's interesting. It's just neat, you know what I mean? When you think about, what us marketers do for our generations to come, man, golly, man, we all need to be we just need to, have you ever seen that, what is that, Nation Z or Z Nation or something like that, where with Brad Pitt, where the whole world got infested with something? Well, we need to infest everybody with network marketing. That's what we need to do. Because I fully believe that we could change our entire country with just this one single industry. That's just my opinion. Because just how we think. It's yeah, man. Whew.
I agree.
I agree.
I'm the same way. I'm like, if you want to change your life, you get into this industry because you have to change as a person to do it, to become something.
Yeah, it's kind of no choice. You become a casualty. Well, cool. Well, awesome. Listen, I won't keep everybody on too long tonight. I have 40,000 slides, so a couple of hours here and there will be good. Just kidding. I actually told Kelly, I'm like, what do we talk about? And he's like, talk about. He goes, we're kind of gearing it towards this. I'm like, do I need to put together slides, or can we just do a Q&A? What do you want from me? Like, tell me what you want, and I'll do whatever you want. He's like, just show up. I'm like, oh, man, I can't just show up. Hey, guys.
I think we'd all be happy with that. Just talk to us for an hour. We're good.
Take my necklace.
Show us gifts. We're good.
I am going to, we'll see how much time I have at the end. I may do something a little bit more advanced. I'm not sure. You guys are going to see some of my, we'll see how far I can get. But yeah, man, this is going to be fun. These guys, both Kelly and Samantha are amazing people. I've known Kelly for quite some time. Samantha, we kind of met on and off on different webinars, but she's one cool chick, man. I follow you, whether you know it or not. I look at different people's posts, and I like watching people come up. It's awesome. It's very awesome. And I know that that word awesome is used quite a bit in our industry, but when I say it, man, I really mean it. It's cool to see this. What you're doing right here is so far outside of the majority of even the people in MLSP, way outside of the comfort zone, and so this is a big deal. This is you guys are making it happen. So it's exciting to be here. I'm honored and grateful that you guys asked me to come by. So this is gonna be fun. So all I need from y'all is how to make my. You want me to go? Or how do you want to do this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool.
Just
all right.
share the screen.
So
it's all yours.
You need to. Oops. Darn it. I do that every time. I want to leave the chat up. Screen share. Now is it? So ridiculous. Is it? It's the entire. It's where is it?
Just the little green arrow. Click on that.
Entire screen?
And, yep, and it'll still show the chat, just not for you as far as...
All right, let me make sure that I'm on the right slide. Because I did create slides. Okay, here we go. Entire screen. Share. You guys should see something funky. Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. Now I can't see I can't see anything else except for my PowerPoint, so I'm just going to keep going. And if anything happens, just text me or just say something, because I'm going to leave my headphones in so I can hear.
Perfect.
Cool. Awesome. Cool. Well, I appreciate you all for being here, and it's exciting to have people be excited to hear what I have to say. I'll tell you, it wasn't. Yeah, it's just really crazy when you start thinking about how fast life can change. Diane Hockman had said something to me a few years back. I was sitting there and I was asked to speak, and I didn't know I was going to be asked. And she said, and I was like, when I tell you, I could have threw up. Like, I was so nervous. I was dying. And she says, and she's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, I'm not, because I'm sweating. And she's like, I said, we're at one of Ray's events, and I said, Ray wants me to speak. And she's like, "Oh, well, you've spoken in front of people before." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "This is like a live internet broadcast, and this is Ray Higdon." I'm like, I'm not talking to my buddies about having a beer. This is something serious. And she's like, "Steve, what's the problem?" And I'm like, "I'm just nervous." And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "I'm nervous because this is important to me." And she's like, "Then just go up there and be you. Like, if you get emotional, be emotional. If you're up there nervous, be nervous, because what's going to happen is you're going to be you, and somebody in the audience, whether they're there live or they're over the internet, are going to see you, and you're going to make an impact on their life, because they're going to say, well, shoot, if he can do it up there soaking wet and sweating and look like he's going to throw up, then I can do it too." And I was like, wow, you know what? That makes complete sense. And as soon as she said that, all my nerves went away. Everything was fine. And I did get emotional, because you all know that I'm an emotional dude. And I had a guy come up to me afterwards. Actually, he didn't come up to me. He walked up to Ray and Jessica, and she's like, "Who was that guy that spoke?" And they told him who I was, and they said, from what he said up there, that may have just changed my life. So because I was able to suck it up and just walk up there and be me, and just let it out there and be all out, and just let whatever I want to come out of my mouth. Now, I don't know where that dude is now. I never got a chance to talk to him. He actually, after he finished talking with Ray and Jessica, he was still pretty emotional, and he walked away, and I never got to meet him. So Just so you all know, man, you guys have a story. You have something going on inside of you right now that needs to come out, and it's only going to come out when you have an audience, and that's what we're going to get into tonight. I called this Facebook Prospecting Mastery because this is all around. We are going to focus a little bit on. We're going to focus on Facebook, but this is embellishing you. I put on there how to easily enroll more reps, get more sales, and rank advances because when we're finished here tonight, I'm going to equip you with what you need to grow any business anywhere. I don't care if it's network marketing or brick and mortar. So we're going to have some fun tonight. So let's get on right on. So just a little bit about me. I threw some pictures in here only because, I not necessarily because I'm in the picture, but I love my wife so much, and if it wasn't for her, I definitely would not be still in network marketing. I guarantee you, I already know that for a fact. I wouldn't still be here. She has talked me off the ledge lots and lots of times. Those are my two little boys. That was actually 3 days ago. We're at Universal Studios. That's Bumblebee in the background. By the way, that is a real person in that suit. Scared the crap out of me. I actually said a bad word in front of my kids. Thank God they didn't hear me. Because the Decepticon, Megatron, came out, and he was like 9-10 feet tall, and I almost had a heart attack. But yeah, man, we're just having a good time with life. We're doing what everybody on Earth should be doing. And look, it wasn't about the money spent on the vacation. It was about the time together because those boys are growing up into something that they are where most of my friends are now, and I'm in my 40s. So that's what this is about. That's what we're trying to do here. So who is Steve Krivda? Been in network marketing since about 2006. I'm going to fly through this part because lots of you guys have heard this. I've been in I'm going to say a dozen, but lots more than a dozen companies. I sucked at it. I failed miserably. I was the guy that told everybody we're going to be rich, we're going to drive awesome cars, and all this kind of great stuff, and it didn't happen. All my friends laughed at me. I didn't have any friends. Do I have any friends? I have one friend that's in network marketing with me, but I met her. I actually became friends with her in network marketing, so I guess that doesn't really count. I have no friends. None of my buddies are in network marketing. None of my family is. It just is what it is. I didn't care. I had a backup plan. I made a ton of money. I was making so much. I was making more money than I knew what to do with. We're down here in concrete and masonry, down here in Florida. I mean, what the heck? Anybody with a pulse that knew how to pour concrete was making money. It didn't matter. I mean, the percentage of markup that was on it was industry standard, but it was ridiculous. And then the economy happened, and then I wasn't making any money at all. So I had to figure it out. Now, there's 2 life-altering days here. I'm not gonna go into both of them. I will tell you this. For those of you who are children, I had a moment, and oh man, I have a very abundant way of thinking now. Now, now. I wasn't. I was very skittish. I was terrified of spending money. I didn't want to spend $37 on a training product. I didn't, when I went to McDonald's with the family because we were broke, I would look, for me personally, for the cheapest thing on the menu. That's at McDonald's. I would save $1. I would save $1 to drop down and not get what I want. Or if we went to a restaurant, I was reading everything right to left, and I'd save $2 just to get the chicken sandwich over the steak. I mean, I had a very lack mentality, and I remember we were walking through the store and taking my little buddy Andrew, the blonde-haired goofball, and other pictures, and he says to me, we were buying his buddy a birthday gift, and he's like, can I get one too? And you see, back then, when we went to Target, I went to the clearance rack because that's all we could do. And I was looking for something that was regularly more expensive, but I was buying it at like a third of the cost. So I didn't look like there was anything wrong because I didn't want to tell anybody that we didn't have any money. So I remember Andrew telling me, he's like, hey, can I get one too? And I was like, no. I said, we're only here to buy your, and I kind of snapped at him like a big jerk father. And I said, no. I said, pay attention, focus here. We're trying to find something for your buddy. Because I was frustrated because we were spending money. And I think it was like $10. But in reality, it wasn't. The reason was because we didn't have any money. And I didn't want to tell him we didn't have any money because I was embarrassed. And I swore at that time, something's got to change here because this is not happening. I will not let my son or my family see us or ever be like this again. So I had to make a decision, man. The other one was my wife beating the snot out of me. Hang on one second here. For some reason, I have a weird button. There we go. I had to make a decision, man. I was either going to get another job and work 90 hours a week and spend more time away from my family for an extra $100, or I was going to stop saying, I was going to start doing everything I was going to say, everything I've been saying. I was going to stop telling myself and giving myself excuses to why not to take action. I'm going to stop with all the bullcrap, I don't believe in myself, I don't think I can do it. I was going to stop doing all that bullcrap, and I was going to actually start moving forward with everything that everybody was saying that works. Okay, so I had to make a decision, and I'll tell you, it happened really fast. Like when I'm telling you guys, what I'm telling you right now, this was really fast. Like this was ridiculous. I ended up earning my way onto the national expansion team. That was actually in my last company. That's not even the one I've been with for almost 3 years. I've earned several company trips. I've been on stage with 4 notable dreams come true. These were invitations. I didn't ask. This is 2014, LMSP Live Dream 5, and Ray and Jessica Higdon's Top Earner Academy 2. They invited me back, which was cool. I actually had some time to speak on my own, and I was on a what do they call it? A battle panel, where I was battling against other people, and I actually got my own airtime at Top Earner Academy 3 at Ray and Jessica Higdon's. That was really amazing, to be able to have that happening, and that happened. I'll tell you, when I hit, I was L2 or L1 forever, and then I hit L4. Member of the month, I think I got. I'm just going to open up all these. And then L5 was pretty quick. Hit MMT. I've been on the board of MMT. It'll be the 3rd quarter coming up. They invited me back again to Live the Dream 7, and I was chosen to be a certified MLSP coach. I don't even know what to say about that. But anyways, in February 2015, I quit my job. I loved my job. I was really good at it. We tried to come back out of the economy. It was promising, but I knew that I was pulled into this industry. Let me see how we're doing on time. Oh, we're doing good because my slides are not long. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to describe the coach to become a coach at MLSP. I don't even know how to describe that because it's honestly, to be between us, however many people are in here, it's honestly, it doesn't seem real. So here's what I want you to start thinking. What am I looking to gain out of tonight's webinar? Let's say y'all know, I'm not a big person on talking about myself. I don't know. I like talking about other people and praising other people. So think about, what are you looking to gain? What do you want? What is it that you want to gain out of this webinar? Because this is how you're going to take notes. See, if you just start jotting down notes of stuff that I'm going to tell you tonight, then it's cool and all, but if you're not writing it with intention or with a purpose, it's not going to mean anything to you, and it's basically going to be a notebook with a bunch of notes in it, like most people have. And then what kind of life do you want to live? Because once you understand the skill of prospecting, it won't matter where you go. It doesn't matter if you're doing network marketing or something else. It won't make a difference. Because everything that I've learned in this industry, I have applied it everywhere in my life. My life is completely different. I have people that I've known from 6 years ago, before this whole kind of crazy transformation, 5 years ago, 2000. Yeah, I don't know, not that long ago, that don't even believe that I am this person. They think I'm full of crap. People that I'm related to don't believe who I am right now. See, once you understand this skill, your communication changes. You start communicating with people on a completely different level. Okay, so here's some questions for you, and you can write down these answers. as we go through. Start jotting this stuff down. If you're not writing notes, this is it. Okay, this is a good time right now. Do you know who you are online? Who are you? Like, I know me. I'm a dad. Well, I'm married. Everybody knows me as Daniel's husband and a father of Andrew and Tyler. That's how I'm known. Like, it's not like big into marketing, but they know me as who I am, not what I am. So how would it feel if you could speak with people on Facebook and they're surprised you were speaking with them? It always like boggles my mind when like somebody messaged me a couple days ago, or I responded back. I'm not gonna tell you her name, but she says, "Oh my gosh, I'm starstruck. I can't believe you responded to me." And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, why wouldn't I respond? That would be rude. How would that feel if it was you that was happening? And how would you like to grow your business by 4 to 6 people in the next 30 days? That's actually, and the reason I only put 4 to 6 in there is because it's a person a week. Now, the reason I put such a low number is because there's so many people out there right now that have such low, small thinking that I'm leaving it small. I've had people that have done what I'm going to show you tonight. I've seen them put in 20 plus people in a 30-day period. Just saying. My best month was, I think, 26 or 27. I think that was my best month. So we got to wrap our mind around some stuff. Our words dictate our actions. As soon as you say the words, "I don't know what to say to people," your mind shuts down. My messages always get ignored. You're telling yourself that I shouldn't do this anymore because my messages are getting ignored anyways, so I'm just going to stop doing it. We're giving ourselves permission to not take action. It takes so long to get results on Facebook. Again, we're telling ourselves it's okay to stop. Now, this is one of the truer statements. If you say to yourself, "I'm afraid," we got to figure out why. Okay? Fear comes from fear is just an easy word to say, but it's more than the word fear. There is sadness, there's anger, there's all kinds of different emotions that we have that get brought up by getting taken. We're not going to get too deep into this, but get brought up in when you take certain actions. It could be anything. It could be, holy crap, it could be you went down and you went to buy a car and it was like all ready to go, you had all the paperwork signed, and it got taken away from you. And then 2 or 3 things happen after that, and all of a sudden you start going, well, every time I get close to something good, it gets taken away from me. I can tell you right now that when my mom passed away, I thought I was the happiest. That was the happiest time of my life. I really did. Right before she passed away, I remember saying to myself, life, I don't think is going to get any better. Because my mom was my best friend, my dad was my best friend, and so was my brother. And it was the 4 of us. And my nan was there. And she was awesome. I was having the best time of my life. And then when she died, everything fell apart. I watched my dad fall apart, I watched my grandmother fall apart, and I watched my brother fall apart. And the only reason I didn't fall apart until later is because I was just numb to the whole entire thing. So I get it. I get thinking I'm going to get to a certain point and it's all going to get taken away, so why move forward anyway? Because damn well when you're taking action, you start getting results, there's something, all of a sudden you feel yourself pulling back from action for a little bit. And you're like, oh, I can take a little bit of a break. See, that's self-sabotage. We've got to be very careful on that. And of course, I'm not so-and-so. I'm not, I don't know. I'm not Brian Finale. I'm not Ray Higdon, blah, 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 blah. Yet. And I'm going to change that. You don't want to be them. You want to be you. You see, what do I need to do? Who do I need to become in order to achieve the results in the life of my dreams? See, when you ask yourself that question, your mind goes, I don't know. What do we need to do? I need to figure this out. I don't have an answer yet. I need to keep going until I get the answer. That's your mind is going to go crazy until it figures it out. I asked myself a question 3 months ago. How can I earn $1 billion? That was the question that I asked myself. My mind has been racing, putting things together. I have no idea if it's gonna happen, but I know that I will go into action for it, and I've been in action for it, and I'm putting in things in place. Ask yourself that question. That's really ridiculously important. Who are you and who you want to be? Think about it. I don't believe Belief creates worth. Belief and action, belief and worth. I believe it's a combination. I believe it's belief and worth and action. Because the action is going to create belief and worth. Belief is going to create worth. Worth is going to create belief. And without belief and worth, action typically doesn't take place. So those should be commas there. We sabotage ourselves. I talked about that. I believe in exercise because exercise makes you feel good. I don't care if you're overweight. I was 200, almost 260. I was like 255, I believe. I dropped all the way down to 170. I felt amazing. I have since settled around 185. And it changed me. It changes you. You will change. Everything changes. I've got different books I like to read. Bible is my number one. War of Art. I'm just going to go through these really fast. If you want to take a screenshot, take a quick screenshot. I have another one on here. You might have to remind me at the end. It's a couple of Anthony Robbins. Oh, Anthony Robbins. I think it's Unleash the Power Within. No. Oh, daggone it. Now I got to look it up. All right, well, while you're taking a screenshot of that, I'm going to flip over here really fast to my Audible, and I will tell you what it is. It is Anthony Robbins' Awaken the Giant Within. I don't know how many times I've listened to that. I have no idea. That's how many times I've listened to it. So here's some intentions for tonight. We're going to figure out who you are, because without figuring that out, everything else is going to be mute. It's going to be moot. It's not going to make any sense. We're going to bring you out and brand who you are. It's going to be easy and fun. We're going to talk about speaking with authority and closing the deal. So who are you? That's a good question to ask, right? Who are you and what do you do? Are you married? Are you single? Are you a mom? Are you a dad? Do you have kids? How many kids do you have? How old are they? Are they in college? Are you a nurse? Are you in construction? Are you in real estate? I don't know. You got to keep going. You got to keep digging. And you see, here's the thing. There are so many people online nowadays that completely pretend to be somebody else. I've seen posts of people that I know personally going, that's not you, man. What are you doing? Like, I know it for a fact. And I'm like, man, if you just be yourself, people are going to dig you. And those that don't, who cares? It doesn't matter. Because there's billions of people all over the earth. There's going to be a couple people that are going to like you and a couple people that don't like you. And that's okay. We don't need everybody to like us. But what's more important is for you to be authentic with yourself. What do you like to do? Personally, I love fishing. First off, I like spending time with my family. We just all happen to like the same stuff. We like the beach. We like fishing. We like going boating. And basically anything that's fun. We like going to movies together, all that kind of stuff. So, like, what is it that you like to do? Start thinking about that, because this is good. You're going to start forming yourself. And you've got to be real. I've already said that once. You've got to be real. Be authentic. When you leave with integrity, people are going to flock to you. It's really kind of ridiculous. So branding you. All right. So now that we have all this stuff out of the way, now easy, because somebody asked me the other day, how do I brand myself? And I'm like, well, who are you? They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I don't know. Who are you? What do you do? Like, what do you do? And they were like, I don't know how to answer that question. And I'm like, well, you need to figure that out first. When you figure that out, then you can start branding who you are. Because if you brand yourself as a marketer, guess what? You just joined 100 to 150 million people. So how do you stand out? You start branding the person that you are. What's your lifestyle? You look over my Facebook, and I haven't uploaded all my pictures because I was busy yesterday with 4th of July fun stuff. But I have stuff, we've been to, I don't know how many vacations we've been on this year, but you don't need to be on vacations. You just have to live a fun life. You have to smile in your pictures. It's fun. Life is designed to be fun. We screw it up with all the bullcrap that we fill it with. So what's the lifestyle that you live? If you're going to the mall, when I was broke, we would go to the mall just to play in the playground inside because it'd be raining out here in South Florida because we had nothing to do. We didn't have any money to go anywhere. There's no money. So we would go there, and I'd get Chick-fil-A, and I would sit with the kids on those short seats, the little kid tables, and I would take a picture and be like, look, I'm being one of the kids today. And I would get 1,000 clicks, and people would be like, oh my gosh, it's so cute, blah, blah, blah. Look, and I like doing that kind of stuff, so why not be the real person that you are? So what I did was you're gaining notoriety on Facebook. All right, so invest, learn, teach. Tonight you're going to learn stuff that you can invest. You're investing your time right now. You're going to learn something new, and you're going to teach it. Here's where most people run into this problem, is that they feel like they need to get results first. You don't. However, you need to be in action. If you're just investing, learning, and teaching, I believe that you're a teacher. It's basically what you are. You're not a marketer, you're a teacher. I believe that you should get some sort of results, or you should be in action moving towards those results. See, if you're learning something, say you went through last week's boot camp, whatever these guys had for Monday night or last Tuesday night or last week, and you learned something really awesome and you started implementing it, and say it was Samantha that taught you or Kelly that taught you. So have you ever went on Facebook and you found this, this, and this? Well, I was on a webinar last Monday night, and I was with Kelly and Samantha, and I learned this because, or they taught us this new strategy, and it's yielding them 5 to 8 leads per day. Excuse me for 1 second. I need to blow my nose. Sorry about that. I'll say that one more time. Have you gone on Facebook, or are you trying to prospect on social media and you're getting this result? Well, hang out with me for a couple minutes here, because I was on a webinar with Kelly and Samantha last Tuesday night, and I learned X. It's going to teach that they've been using this, yielding 5 to 10 leads per day. This is how it happens. See, if you're piggybacking off other people's results, that's okay as long as you're in action, because it's integrity. Okay? You go into a teacher, you go into a college professor, and they're making $50,000 a year, and the people that are graduating are making $150,000 to $200,000 a year. Something wrong there. Be the person that is taking action. Sorry to say, you got to get on the phone. This is going to be cool, though. This next little click I'm going to tell you right here is going to be monumental. Because as you are prospecting, actively prospecting, speaking with people, you're going to be on the phone. The more you invest, learn, teach, the more you know, the more knowledgeable you are. You're going to get testimonies. Have your people post them. When you get off the phone with somebody, say, hey, just curious, did you get value out of this conversation? Regardless if they join MLSP, your primary company, they buy something from you, whatever they do, ask them, did you get value? If they say yes, say, man, I would be very grateful if you went on my Facebook page and just said something nice. That's it. You see, other people going on your page and writing a testimonial is so huge, I don't even know how to put words to it. That is bigger than any result you can get. Because there are certain people that can crush the leaderboards and just make a killing in everything that they do, but they can't show other people how to do it. If you can show somebody how to do something and they post something awesome about you, you are the stuff. So I'm going to go through these really fast. I'm just going to open them all up. Oops. Okay, so I had to go through the colors because we're going to talk about prospecting. There's yellow, green, blue, red. This isn't necessarily to find out who you are. It's find out who the person is. Yellow, and this is 4 categories. There's also the DISC assessment, D-I-S-C assessment. I'm a yellow-blue. I'm very caring. I like to help others. I avoid conflict at all costs, which is the opposite of what I used to be. I used to be very angry and very judgmental and also very violent. I was not a good person. But now I'm yellow and blue, which is kind of funny. I like fun. Everything has to be easy, and I despise details, and we'll say conflict is sucky. Greens are analytical, details, systems, and reds are win at all costs. Conflict is fun, and the ego is typically all over the place. Yellows are basically... they're typically in the medical field. They like to help people like that. Greens are typically have to do with money, banking, accounting. Blues are, well, shoot. I mean, look at all my jobs. Except for the construction one. I had a little tiny bit of green in me. but I was helping my father-in-law. But blues, I was waiting tables. I liked cleaning pools. I liked bussing. I liked all that kind of stuff. It's fun. And then you look at reds. Reds are typically CEOs. They climb ladders fast. Reds are all these guys. Every single color, just so you know, is a pleasure to work with in your company. Yellows stay forever. Green, analyze everything, never leave. Blues, you just got to show them how to have fun, get them to some events. And reds will be the ones that run away with you. They're the ones that take you to the top. So just understand that as we're going through this. So what to say to people? Yeah, this is actually the easy part. First, you need to know is where to find them. I'm going to tell you something. When you start friending people, Facebook goes, whoa, this person's really, really popular. They're going to send you a profile to other people that you're talking to. So if you're talking to people that are marketers, Facebook's going to go, wow, Kelly really likes marketers. So I'm going to put your face as a suggestion for other people to add you because you're a marketer. Now if you go back and somebody friends you and there's testimonies on your page, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to be like, holy crap, who is this person? I need to talk to them. So where to find them? Go into network marketing groups. Just like one of their ridiculous ads. I mean, I'm telling you, you do that and they're going to be like, oh my gosh, he liked it. Woo! Prospect! They're signing up. And then when you talk to them, they're typically going to sign up for MLSP. So just find them anywhere. This is not like you don't, oops, what just happened? That was weird. There we go. So yeah, find them everywhere. It doesn't matter where you find them. Just find somebody on Facebook. Like this is the funniest question of people ask me this all the time. It's like, where do you find your people? And I'm like, I really don't know because I gotten to the point where I get friend requests all the time. But before, all I was doing was liking people's stuff and other people and other groups. That's a weird thing. I'm just kidding. So why do you want to talk to them? Here's the thing. When you start having a conversation with people, it builds your confidence. That's pretty much it. Since you guys are all in My Lead System Pro, I believe, and if I'm wrong, please, Kelly and Samantha, come on and tell me to shut up and stop talking about MLSP. But yeah, I mean, why do you want to talk to them? You're going to find out that you're more knowledgeable than 99% of the whole industry. So what's going to happen is when you're talking to those people, you're gonna be an authority. That's just going to be the way it's going to be, And when you build that confidence, when you understand what kind of an authority you have, everything changes. So who are they? You need to figure out who they are. Don't just say, the copy and paste of, "Hi, friend. I saw that we have a bunch of like-minded individuals," and I don't even know what the heck they say anymore. But the copy and paste thing. We got to figure it out. We've got to get personal with them. You got it. It's like it would be like walking up to somebody in a party and going, "Hello, my name is Steven. I see that we have lots of friends here in common. We all have beer in our hands. We should be friends." They're gonna be like, "What the hell? Who are you? This is crazy." But if you walk up to them and you heard something that was said, say you were talking to them and say you heard the conversation. And they were like, "Man, I really miss my kids. It would have been awesome if they were here today." You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to walk up to them and be like, "Hey, sorry to eavesdrop, but I heard you had kids. If you don't mind me asking, how old are they? I have 2 boys. They're both, one's almost 6 and one's 8." And you just start an authentic conversation because once you have something in common, now you're friends. When you're friends, they talk to you. And if you have more stuff in common, they tell you more stuff. The more stuff they tell you, the easier it is to talk to them about your good stuff. So check it out. I went on Kelly's Facebook page. Not that I didn't know him, but I just went on there, and you guys can take a look. "Hey, Kelly, saw you were in the Cape," because we call it Cape Coral the Cape. "And a marketer. Cool. Hope you don't mind the friend request, Steve." That's it. Like that's it. Like he's a marketer and he's in Cape Coral, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, okay, that's kind of weird." He might respond, he may not. But this is what you're doing. All you have to do is go over to somebody's Facebook page and just look at something, okay? And please, goodness gracious, for all that's real in the world, please be authentic. That copy and paste stuff it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. Now, if you honestly, I could stop right here and you could have at it. You could have at it. This right here is pretty much all you need. Just start the conversation. But we are going to go deeper, don't worry. So I need to tell you why most people give up is because of this. There are 4 main reasons, and I did it on one of the wake-up calls recently, but I blew through them because I was getting to some fun stuff. So because I haven't built up the network, I may have 200 or 300 people, and they don't have a big old friend request, friend list. So start expanding. Here's the thing. I bet if I look through, we probably have 100 to 150, maybe at craziest 300 people in common. If you have 1,000 friends, that means 700 people. I don't know. I haven't prospected yet. So take a look at your numbers and build up your network. Don't ignore the people that you're already friends with. Okay, that's a big one. Don't ignore them. And I'll tell you, what else? What else really gets this going before you friend request them? Tell somebody happy birthday on their birthday. I enrolled somebody the other week because I said happy birthday to them, and they said, "Oh my gosh, you know what? I can't believe how we completely got off base on our conversation." And then they end up signing up with me. Just re-engage the conversation is all I did. I've been thinking about you. I was thinking about talking to you about X. The why being message is not enough. This is a big one. If you're doing the like-minded individual thing, that's probably why they're ignoring you. I just be honest with you. There's not enough time. The not enough time thing is that there has been times when I've gotten a whole bunch of messages at once, and I wasn't able to respond to everybody. So I end up clicking the unread message part of it, and it brings up all the unread messages. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't responded to these people. It's and I feel like a jerk for doing it, but sometimes it happens. So sometimes it could be 30 days. Just be consistent. Don't ever stop doing it. Okay? The biggest thing about Facebook messaging is you've got to be consistent. You have to be consistent. If you're not consistent with it, it's never going to work. I had a conversation with a guy earlier today. A good friend of mine. We both actually started MLSP in our primary about the same time. And he's like, man, how did you do it? And I'm like, I honestly, I don't even know. I said, but I just know that I've been consistent. And that's pretty much it. It's just consistency is all it is. So here's your bonus tip. Comment on their stuff. If you message them and then put I don't know, LOL or or whatever on their stuff, it gets their attention to where they're going to start interacting with you, because what happens is if you're commenting on their stuff, you're going to start popping up in their news feed. Now that message that you sent them before that they saw, now they're probably going to get back with you. I do that all the time, and it works almost every single time. That's a big one. So when you are having a conversation, and I don't think I need to say this because I think this is really important. Once you start the conversation with people, like earlier I said, hey Kelly, saw you're on the Cape, and you're a marketer too, hope you don't mind a friend request. My one goal is to get him on the phone. That's it. I need him on the phone because that's where relationships are built. So if he wrote back to me and says, because people always say, well, how do we get him on the phone? So I'm going to go over that right now with you really quick. Let me check the time, see what we're doing. Okay. Oh yeah, we're doing awesome. So when he responds back, sure, because he's angry at me because I friend requested him. No, I'm just kidding, Kelly. But if he writes back, sure, I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Thanks. And then I'm going to look at his cover picture. I'm going to see that he's taking a picture by the beach and be like, oh my gosh, is that in the Cape Coral, or is that up in Jersey on the Delaware River? And kind of making a joke because I'm from Jersey and I know because he has rough waters in the background. See how personal I'm getting with him? And then he's going to, with a bit of luck, he'll let down his guard enough to where he'll say, LOL or ha ha ha. No, that's in Cape. We were just having a storm that day or something like that. I'll be like, that's cool. How long have you lived in Cape Coral? He's going to say this, and then he might ask a question back. And be like, yeah, whatever. We go back and forth. 1 or 2 messages. And this is the big one. I'm going to say, hey, man, look, I'm getting ready to jump off for a few minutes because I have to go do whatever. Do you mind if I give you a call later on today? I'm open between this time and this time. Let them respond. If they say, well, why? What do you want to talk about? I say, I don't know. Just want to have a conversation. You know, I don't mind messaging on Facebook all day long, but you know, I like talking to people. If it's not cool, then it's no big deal, and you take it back away. Excuse me, you take it back away. But if they say, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's cool. What's your number? Or I'm busy then, but I'm open here. You know, you set the appointment up. Because when you get them on the phone, this next point right here where we're getting ready to get into, this is where it comes in cool. Because I'm telling you, I don't care if you're on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn. I don't care where you're prospecting. You have to talk to the person on the phone. I know there's super awesome super duper gurus like Diane Hockman. Look, if you want to spend 20 or however many years she's been spending perfecting her emails, I'm on her email list, by the way. She's awesome. If you want to spend that long to perfect that skill, have at it. Me personally, I know I can spend a 10-minute conversation on the phone with somebody and they're going to be in something, or we have a forever relationship. Okay, you've got to get them on the phone. It is highly, highly important. So there we go. So again, real quick, hey, I've got to jump right now, or I'm going to go to lunch, or I'm going to pick up the kids, or I got to go take a shower, I'm going to go work out. Whatever you're going to say, break the communication, and then say, hey, do you mind if I give you a call a little bit later on? It'll probably be easier than talking on Facebook. You see, if they're open to that, man, you're golden. Okay, and it's not about selling, which we're going to get into in a minute. Okay, now speaking with authority and framing, this is a big deal right here. Okay, now you're on the phone, or even still, when you're messaging, you are the one in charge. You are. You have a deal. Okay, you are the prospector. If you really want to get nitty gritty, and for you Reds out there, you're the hunter. You are hunting for your next teammate. Don't know what to say? Ask questions. If you don't know what to say to somebody, just start asking them questions. How long have you been in marketing? Cool. That's awesome. So what brought you into marketing? Just start asking questions. You know, there's nothing worse than dead silence, because if there's silence, the conversation is over. And here's the biggest thing. I don't believe in selling. I believe in serving. So you can't serve if you don't know where to serve. See, I've gone into conversations where I thought my primary was going to be the topic of conversation. I was proven wrong, and nothing happened. It's because I wasn't paying attention to the conversation. I had an agenda. Framing. Some are going to try to overpower you. I've got to text Danielle to bring me a cough drop. I'm going to have a coughing fit. Some are going to try to overpower you, and I'll tell you is how you go around that is you turn it back on, turn the question back. You know, people are like, well, how long have you been in the industry? And you just say, oh man, I can't remember why. Why would you ask that? I'm just curious. Because people don't expect that. You're putting the person back on their heels is basically what you're doing. Okay? Or how much money have you made? It's like, whoa, man, that's kind of a personal question. Why? How much are you looking to make? Or how many leads do you generate? Well, enough to make my business run. Why? How many leads do you think you would need to create in a week, to generate in a week, to create the business you're looking for? You see, you turn it right back on. When you turn it back on them, when you turn your conversation back, especially if somebody is a red that's very powerful at conversations, then you have to ask questions. Otherwise, you're going to be on your heels the entire time. All right, hang on a second here. Can you bring me a cough drop, please? I'll tell you, what did we ever do before we had like instant messenger? I'm telling you, it's crazy. All right, where are we here? What to do if you lose power? I already talked about that. That is asking questions. See, the worst thing we can do is try to power back. In my opinion, when you power back, you've lost. Period. So, yeah, pretty cool, man. You guys want to know my? Some of you guys have seen my scripts. If you've been on some of my older webinars, you've seen some of these scripts. I'm telling you, man, they work almost every single time. So, what to say to leads? This doesn't matter if a lead comes through a lead, like an email lead, or if it's somebody that's been referred to you. It doesn't matter if you've met a marketer at a meetup.com. It doesn't matter if you've met the person through Facebook. I don't care. All of these work. However, when a lead comes through, you have to remind them who you are. Okay? Even if they know who you are. Hang on one second, guys. Let's see. Daniel brought me my cough drop. So I always remind them who I am. Even if I say, hey, I'll call you at 2 o'clock, and I call them at 2 o'clock, and they go, hello, and I go, hey, what's up? Hey, this is Steve Krivda. We just spoke on Facebook. If it's a lead, I say, hey, this is Steve Krivda. You were just looking at one of my websites, and this is where you got to make sure you tag them so you can tell them. This is where you were just looking at one of my websites. It looked like you were checking out Instagram. I'm curious. Are you a marketer? So you remind them who you are. I love to ask people how long they've been in the industry and what brought them in. These are big ones because what brought me into the industry is the exact same thing that brought the last person that joined my primary company. It's the same thing that brought her in. So we instantly had that in common. In fact, I did a video on exactly what I'm talking about right now, and she's like, oh my gosh, it's like Steve is talking just. She got in touch with me, and then, now we're business partners. What company find out what company they're with. This is a big one too, and it's the same exact question. What brought them in? I got into a juice company that's no longer in business. Way back in 2006 or something like that, and what brought me into that company was because my buddies were doing it. I just wanted to hang out with them. Danielle and I had just gotten married, so we needed people to hang out with, and they were all the same age as us, and they looked like they're having fun. That's what brought me into network marketing. Isn't that crazy? Like, that's what brought me in, and it's the same, and it was the same company. And then you want to start steering the conversation. Okay. You want to find out what their struggles are, and then be in that struggle with them. Okay. Now this is where your authenticity comes, because there's only one person that I've ever heard of, and that's Mike Dillard, that said openly, I never really went through a struggle. He's the only person I know. One out of like 100 million network marketers. So, share. You were shunned by your friends and your family. No respect. I had no idea how to market. I had the same website as everybody else in the company. And there was no way to stand out. You see, I add some of that stuff into the conversation as I'm speaking to people. So, this is the big one. When you're talking to people, if you're holding your ground, like we're talking about here, where are we? If we are holding our ground and we are speaking with authority, all of this stuff that we're going to go over right now is going to come flying out of your mouth, and it's going to be pretty BA, man, badass. So you can frame this sentence however you want to frame it, but I want you to listen to how it's said. Let's be honest here. We both know that if we are growing our business with people like you and me, we're going to be in this for a long journey. You hear that uncomfortable silence? I do that when I say that. I say it on purpose because I want them to think about it. There are people, like my good friend Chris out of Tampa, who is a network marketer true and true. He does belly-to-belly marketing. He is incredible at it. He is a duplicator. However, most people are not. Most people go from one person to one person. They enroll somebody, they celebrate, they take a couple of days off, then they get back to it. Personally, I've grown the majority of everything that I have with people that are just like me, that want it bad. That I know when I put them in, I enroll them, I just need to show them the system, and they're going to run with it. You see, and I tell people that when I'm talking to them on the phone. Say, imagine if you could clone yourself. They'd be like, oh, that would be so awesome. Like, yeah, I'm going to show, how would you like to know, now we're going to start moving into guiding and directing them. How would you like to know how to meet someone just like you that's hungry but isn't quite sure where to go? I mean, oh, that would be awesome. See, the average person comes into the network marketing industry with some pretty great goals, most of all to increase their financial position. You know, most people come in because they want more money. I mean, let's be honest here. You know, the products, I mean, come on. $40 bottle of juice, that's what I was paying before the company went under. I mean, I didn't need a $40 bottle of juice. I needed some friends, and then eventually it turned into I needed some money. So when you were talking to people, I think I may have skipped a slide here somewhere. Sorry, let me go back. Yes, here we are. Sorry. So you had mentioned earlier that the reason you joined, Juicy Juice Company was to earn additional income. You know, why is that important to you? See, this is where it gets deep, because just because you want extra money is not enough to make you go. It's not enough to make you move. It's not enough to make you get out of bed in the morning. Money is not the motivator for anybody. I don't care who says what. It's what that money provides. You see, that money provided me with an amazing 4-day vacation with my family. 5 days, actually. Those are memories that we will have forever. And now that we have iPhones and pictures everywhere, those pictures will stay around. Money is going to get me to an event in a week and a half time, and I'm able to afford to bring my wife. A few weeks later, I'm going to be out with you guys out in Austin, Texas. I live the dream. A little while later, I'm going to be in Disney World. A little while later, I'm going to be back in Orlando Universal Studios. A little while later, I've got an incredible birthday gift scheduled for my father in December. None of that would be possible if I didn't have any money. So why is money important to you? And yeah, I'm asking you right now who's listening. Why is money important to you? Some people say, well, I want more time with my family. You know what? It's amazing. Why is that important? We all want more time with people. Why is it important? Think about it. If you're not playing along right now, you need to really stop what you're doing, pay close attention. I want to retire my wife. Yeah? Why is that important? Does she have an a-hole boss? She's stressed out. You want to put your kids in private school? Cool. Why is that important? Are they being bullied in their own school? Do you want to avoid them being bullied because maybe you were? Are you tired of cringing every time you open up your bank account? Or do you just want to not open up your bank account before you make a $50 purchase? Why is it so important? It's not money. It's typically not the surface stuff. I want a bigger house. Cool. Why? Because people said I couldn't do it. Yeah? How's that going to feel when all those people that said you couldn't do it, and you pulled up to their house in a brand new BMW or a convertible Ferrari? Or you just put a pool in the backyard and had a barbecue for all those friends and family that were busting your balls because you got network marketing. How's that going to feel when they walk into your house and they see that pool? Or you pull up to the house, or you're on another vacation. Or maybe you got off, maybe you put your bank account in the black for the first time in however many years. Maybe you were there that day when your husband or wife walked away from a job, or your kids came home and you found out that they were getting straight A's in a school that you couldn't afford before. Why is it important to you to make extra money? You see, when you figure that out for yourself, you know how far you dig for people. And you know exactly why you need to help them. Because without this industry, I wouldn't be here where I am today. I have no idea where I'd be. Why is it important to me? It's because of those 2 young men that are laying and sleeping in the other room. That's why. When they come in the house and they go, Daddy, and they run up and hug me, it's because we've created a life that they love their mommy and daddy. That's why money's important to me. It has nothing to do with that crap that's sitting in the bank. Sorry? Got a little carried away there for a second. I hope you wrote that stuff down for yourself. So here's what's, and I love this. Here's what, sorry, I got to get back on track here, guys. I can go on that part forever. So here's what's true about most network marketing companies. They tell you you're going to make a lot of money. They tell you it's going to be easy, and they're going to tell you that everything's going to be grand in 6 months. I'm telling you have no idea some of the promises I've heard. Most network marketing companies don't even teach you how to be a marketer. They have no idea. The one that I'm in now, they are just getting to social media. And I love that company. They just don't know how to teach. So earlier, we were talking about why everything was so important to you. That's awesome. So if I could show you how to gain more time with your kids and be able to take them to Disney World or to Universal Studios whenever you felt like it, what would that be worth to you? See, whatever you wrote down when I said, why is that important to you? Why is extra money important to you? Ask yourself this question. What would it be worth to me? If I could do that, what would that be worth to me? See, if you're not getting emotion right now, you need to go back and dig why it's important to you. Don't you think about this? What would it be worth to you? Would it be worth 30 hours a week over and above your job, 20 hours a week, 10 hours a week? Would it be worth what most people say, and they say, man, that would be worth everything. You know what? You're right. I get that. Well, here's a neat thing about this. What I'm about to show you has shown more people than I've ever seen get what they want. And it's only $10 to get started. All I do from here, I come right over to this baby right here, and I start talking about it. I'm curious. When you're working online, what are you doing to brand yourself? Like, what does that mean? And I explain to them really quickly. Well, you can create, some really cool capture pages. Imagine if you were to look at a video all of a sudden, and or if somebody saw a video and it was you, and then they put their information in and you called them. How would that make you feel? And how would that make them feel that you called them? You'd be like, oh, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. So I'm curious, when you're prospecting and people tell you no to your network marketing company, what do you do then? Like, what do you mean? I hang up the phone. I'm like, no. Wouldn't it be cool? Like, don't you? There's nothing else you can talk to them about? Like, no. They're like, no. And I'm like, are you able to help them with any training programs or anything like that? They're like, no. I'm like, no, man. With that thing I was telling you about, I can actually show you how to provide people with like 20 or 30 different free webinars that can help them, and I can introduce them to you on how you can show them to make money, which in turn is going to show you how to make money as well. Now, all those people are that you talk to, do you do what typical marketers do? Do you write it down on a piece of paper? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, I tried to make one of those Excel worksheets too. I'm like, oh, that sucked at that. I could never keep up with it. Well, what's really cool is what I'm about to show you right now. We have what's called a customer relationship manager. We actually can keep notes, their name, their number, their email address, kind of rate them, where they are. We can take notes, and if we need to talk to them in 2 months from now, then a little reminder is going to pop up and tell me that this task is going to tell me that I need to call them at this specific time. And since I have such a horrible memory, all I have to do is open it up and read my notes, and then it's like we never even stopped talking the first time. So I'm curious, earlier you had said that when you're talking to other network marketers, they told you no, right? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, so what's your ratio of no's? Like, what's your ratios of enrolling? And now most people are going to say 30%. That's not true. It's more like 10%. So when you're talking with a typical network marketer that doesn't really know what they're doing, say, cool, that's cool. I'm just, do you have a way to where? No, I'm sorry. Wouldn't it be cool if you could sell somebody a product anywhere from $500 to $1,500, make 30 to 100% in commissions, and help them out and create a little bit of income for yourself too? Like, that would be awesome. Say, do you have any products like that? And they're like, no. Oh, that's cool. So, have you ever heard the the saying that those who have the clicker get paid quicker? They're like, and some people say yes. I don't get a whole lot of yeses on that one. And I'm like, well, and then when they say no, I say, well, what I'm saying here is this. The person that does your webinars online for your company? They're like, yeah. I'm like, wouldn't it be cool if you were doing your own? They're like, oh my gosh, that would be crazy. I'm so nervous though. I'm like, don't worry about it, because I can teach you how to do that. And and guys, just so you know, on this webinar, when I say I can teach you, I'm going to put them on a pre-recorded webinar that we have in our training office. So I don't have to teach them anything. I just have to show them where to go. I'll say, we're actually going to give you a month free of a really cool webinar hosting site, so you don't even have to worry about that. Oh, by the way, I'm just curious, do you have your own blog yet? No. Oh, man. When we were speaking earlier, we were talking about branding ourselves and creating a lifelong legacy for our families. Wouldn't it be cool if you had your own website? They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, for that $10 we were talking about earlier to get started, you're also going to get your own top of the line, the Cadillac of all webinars, webinar sites. Wouldn't that be cool? They're like, yeah. I'm like, awesome. So let's do this. Oops. Okay, now I don't know if this is on my slides or not, so I'm just going to do it. Okay, I typically have that open in another tab. I'm like, awesome. So I'm curious, what username did you want to use on your new site? And they're like, well, this. I'm like, oh, cool. So what password did you want to use? Typically, I just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you can change it later. They're like, wait, what are we doing here? I'm like, oh, I'm just getting you started because it's only $10. I figured that you were so excited and that you would want to get rolling right away. Like, well, I don't even know what it is. I'm like, that's okay. Let's hold on, start from current slide. There we go. That's all right. If you really need to, we can open it up on your laptop, and I can show it to you with you right now. Okay. I don't let the person get off the phone with me because I'll tell you this, and maybe this doesn't happen to you. When somebody hangs up, the sign-up percentage drops down dramatically, maybe 75%. If I keep them on the phone as we're going through the process, I can tell you right now I'm at 80 to 100%. It's just very high, only because you're keeping the person on the phone. They're still engaged with you. Okay, so I typically walk them through the process. Now I'll say, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to send you a welcome email. It's going to tell you how to set up your system. It's also going to guide you to a webinar, which is our live orientation. I need you to be on that orientation. It's 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday. I'm going to assume that you'll be on there, so that'll be great. And what we're going to do here is once you get set up, I'm going to need you to call me. And that's it. Where are we here? Yeah, pretty much. Now, some people will say, well, I've got to talk to my wife first. I'm like, so do you think she'd be upset with you if you spent $9.95? Well, no. Cool. So let's get you started. Well, I've got to think about this. Man, I totally get that. In fact, I think about most of my major decisions, but this is a $9.95 decision. So I already put your username in and your password in. So do you want to let's keep this thing rolling so it doesn't time out. Well, I don't even know what this is. Yeah, it's not even a big deal, man. It's everything that I just told you. It's going to show you how to market. You're going to get your own website. You're going to get your own capture pages. You're going to get done-for-you capture pages. You're going to get your own CRM. You're also going to get a webinar platform. And then you're also going to be able to tap into one of the strongest communities that I have ever seen that is basically about 17,000 people that are taking you and they want to lift you up to the top. So is your name on your credit card, is it spelled like this? And I constantly continue to drive them back to the sign-up page, because here's the thing. I know that if I get people into our community, that the chances of them staying is huge. All I have to do is remain in contact with them. I have some people that I haven't spoken to on my MLSP thing, on Teams, probably twice over the last 2 years. They're going without me. They don't even need me. And then I have people that I talk to probably once or twice a week just because they like giving me a call and saying hi. Oops. Oh, crap. What did I just do? Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm not doing anything special. There's nothing crazy here. I know this is going to be a lot on Facebook, and I know I barely touched on it at all. I'm telling you, that part is the easy part. Getting people, finding people and talking to people is the easy part. It's the closing where people screwed up. Okay. In the beginning, you're going to suck. I pissed off people. Holy crap, did I piss people off. In fact, I just messaged a buddy of mine that I haven't spoken to, I don't even know how long. It said, I can't block out his names, or otherwise I would open up the email. It said, hey man, what's up? I just got involved in this X business. The product is this. We should really have a conversation. And then I put a link twice. I messaged him twice in like a week. You're going to suck in the beginning. Please don't suck as bad as I did. We have the keys to the kingdom. That is no joke, man. We have the keys to make any business be more amazing. Okay? And understand, when I talk about being consistent, this is a compound effect. You know, if you're messaging however many people, if you want to start off with 2 to 3 people a day, that's 2 to 3 people a day. Think about that. 60 to 90 people in a month. What could that be in a year? 1,000 people? If you're a 10% ratio, that's 100 people. That's pretty good. 100 people, that's 2 people a week. Pretty close. Your actions are the only thing that's going to produce results. I mean, that's pretty much it. I can't go too crazy. So I want you to understand something. And I say this on every single wake-up call. I say this on every single webinar, that you're powerful. You see, you don't really understand how powerful you are. I'm going to go a little bit on you for a second here. God has given you a talent right now. See, He has chosen you to do what you're doing right now. And God, I'm telling you, doesn't make mistakes. So you are perfect in you. Whoever you are, whatever you do, you are perfect. You are made perfect. So you've got to use that power. When you are not using that power, you're slapping. You are not being good. Be the person of integrity. When I tell you that, I'm not talking about with other people. Be in integrity with yourself. This is a big deal because a lot of times we'll say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, and then we procrastinate. That's not, it's being out of line with yourself. And that's that really ugly feeling that we get inside. Be in integrity with you. I already said that. And of course you're worthy. I mean, come the heck on. That's not a silly thing. And I believe in you. See, if I didn't believe that this stuff worked, if I didn't believe that you could make this work, there would be no reason to put on webinars. There would be no reason for anybody to teach anybody anything. So I believe that you can do this because I'm telling you, like, I didn't go through my education. I squeaked out of high school. I begged my economics teacher. I remember sitting there my last day of high school saying, oh, God, please pass me. Just please pass me. I just need to get out of this high school. I hated high school. I just despise it. I wasn't in the right mindset. I didn't like learning. I didn't like waking up in the morning. I didn't like sitting there. I couldn't figure out why I was being taught all this crazy stuff. So just understand that if I can do this, honestly, anybody can do this. You just have to be consistent and be with yourself, man. Let the world see who you are. Earlier in this, we talked about branding and who you are and bringing out more of you and being the person you are and being authentic. Let the person see who you are. Let them see you. When people see who you are, it changes everything because you're a valuable person. Man, you gotta get up, step, and take a freaking stand. That stuff that we talked about, why is everything important to you? What do you believe in? Take a stand for you. Take a stand for your family. Take a stand for the generations that are gonna come to you, to come through you, man. And of course, you gotta be a dork. You gotta have some fun, man. Life is about having fun. I know I get pretty intense sometimes. I get pretty serious sometimes. Sometimes I yell. Sometimes I get loud. Sometimes I cry. But I do like to have fun. I'm a big dork. I am literally a big dork. When we meet at Live the Dream, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, he is a big dork. Yep. So I hope you guys got value out of tonight. If you did, let them know. Let Samantha and Kelly know. And I always put the girl first because that's just the way Mommy and Daddy brought me up. So huge gratitude for you, Samantha and Kelly. Man, I appreciate you guys having me on. Kelly asked me weeks ago if I could come on for you guys, and I wasn't sure what's going to be happening with this coaching thing. It was supposed to be today. It's actually going to be a couple weeks from now, and so I'm just really excited that I was able to come on tonight. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And if you feel like going over to my Facebook and saying, hey, whatever, something nice, I'd be forever grateful for you guys if you learned something or you got some sort of value out of tonight. So that's actually that's it. Yep, that was the end of that. So, man, I went. Where are we here? 10:20? Sweet.
10:20. Awesome job, man. Powerful.
That was cool. Oh,
I
need to put my how do I put my camera back on? Hang on.
There you go.
Oh, sweet. I don't even know what I just did. Awesome.
That was amazing. I was like, all right, where do I sign up?
Awesome.
Right.
Love it. Such great stuff. Thank you.
Sorry, I was losing my voice part of it. Thank God my wife was home to bring me a cough drop.
That's awesome.
Oh, let me say hi to some people. Hey, almost everybody's still on. Sweet.
Yeah. Yep.
Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, I am definitely open up for Q&A. I know that
questions.
I know that the whole Facebook thing. I'm sure that you're learning a ton from Kelly and Samantha. It's not that it's just doing it, you know what I mean? And I mean that's where most people have the issue. I've talked to so many people, and it's like, man, you already know what to do. And that's the thing. Like a lot of times we don't know why we're not. It's just a weird thing.
Yeah, it's just like you said, at the beginning you suck. I mean, I remember I was like talking to people when I first started, because when I started MLSP, I didn't know what a network marketer was. I was lucky enough to stumble upon MLSP before really anything. So I was like, have you ever thought about network marketing? And they're like, isn't that what I'm doing? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing.
That's so funny. Let's see. When I joined MLSP in 2000, I think it was 11. And I had no idea what it was. I was just selling it. I knew it was good, but I didn't know. I honestly had no idea what it was. Not a clue. It was really ridiculous. And yeah, like 2 or almost 3 years later, I finally was like, all right, I should probably look at this thing I'm selling.
All starting to make sense now, right?
Yeah. So funny.
That's
so
definitely
awesome.
No questions, huh?
Not one question? Cool.
Easy. Getting off easy tonight.
I am getting off easy. Somebody call me a prophet? You must be insane. Cool. Hey, what? Oh, that's why. Okay. I'm like, man, 7:30, but you guys are on a different time zone than me.
Yeah, I'm in Colorado.
That makes sense. Yeah. I'm like, what the heck?
Well, I
Look, if you
appreciate
guys-
it so much.
Yeah, look, if y'all have any questions or whatever, I've enrolled a lot of people on Facebook. I mean, a lot of people. So, if you have any questions on Facebook stuff, just ask me.
I think Stephanie's got a question for you, Steve.
Hey, Steph.
Hey, how are you?
Awesome.
Okay, so when you go over it and you're talking about on the phone, you make it sound so easy. How did you get through the initial, once you got them on the phone, how did you feel confident with yourself? Did you have like things set out that you would cover, or like a script almost? Because you're not really supposed to go scripts, but what did you use?
I had bullet points.
Okay, that you wanted to.
I always fell back on. I always even. I mean, there's some really really smart marketers out there, and I get on the phone with them, and I'm like, I don't even know what they're saying right now. It's like, what? So I just start asking questions. Huh?
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you talk to people and you're like, wait.
I just ask them a question because here's the thing: if we're strictly talking about MLSP, if that person is at that level of intelligence in marketing, then all you need to do is get them plugged in.
Okay.
That's all. If they're being all like, well, I've done a 17-level tree funnel, I'm like, wow, that sounds crazy. I don't even know what that is. Awesome. How did you create that? And they're like, well, I got the HTML, blah 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 blah. I'm like, wow, that sounds like it's really hard. How long did it take you to do that? Well, it took me this long. Man, with the system I'm talking about, you probably do it in like 27 minutes. Yeah, I'm talking about including logging on, turning your computer on. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't have to know what they're talking about. I just know what we can do.
Okay. Yeah, because sometimes you sound so smooth. That's all. Next time,
Yeah,
repetition,
sure.
experience, I guess. But
It takes a little bit. Once you do it a couple of times, if you can just always constantly fall back on questions, it won't make any difference. It won't matter what they say.
question. Very good. Thank you.
Welcome.
Love having you on.
Oh, thanks. This has been fun. Yeah, the questions thing is always. I do that. My wife and I do that to each other all the time. Oh, that's pretty cool. So tell me about what you were saying again. I mean, we're just like, instead of saying I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, you can do that. I mean, I do that all the time. I've been in meetings where like I don't know what I honestly, and this sounds funny, but I honestly have no idea what the person's talking about, and I'll just keep asking questions until all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you're talking about this. Man, I got to be honest with you. For the past 10 minutes, I had no idea what you're saying. And I'll just be authentic and just bring it up to the top, so they're like, don't think I'm being weird. But yeah, I do that all the time. Questions are awesome.
Awesome. That's so no more questions, huh?
Yeah, it's 10:30 at night, man. You guys got me all riled up. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming out. And guys, if you're, go out and shout out to him. Let him know that you loved his, tonight. Please let him know, throw up on Facebook. Go over to his Facebook. Friend request him, message him, whatever. And, yeah, we appreciate you 100% coming out here. It's been awesome.
It's really funny. Like I put, this is gonna sound kind of weird, and you guys are gonna get this. Like the more you talk with people, the more this is gonna be second nature. So like when you're talking with somebody, because somebody asked me, how do you brand yourself? And I'm like, I don't know. And when I was making a joke about it, but it's not really a joke. And I said, well, who are you? And they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you can't brand you can't brand yourself if you don't know who you are. They're like, well, I never thought about that. I'm like, well, what were you gonna brand? And I wasn't meaning to be like funny about it, and it wasn't something, and I didn't think about it. Like it was just kind of like I've never spoken those words before, like never. But somebody had brought it to my attention that like, oh, you've already fallen into your own brand, like it just kind of happened. I'm like, what do you mean? What am I? They're like, well, the brand that you have is you're just a goofy, passionate guy that's married to your wife and you have 2 boys and like you love living your life. Like that's your brand. That's who you are. And I was like, oh, I'm like, man. And I started looking. I started thinking about all the people that I attract, and it's a lot of the people that I attract are in that niche. A lot of people are that are like right around and I didn't even think about it. It's like right around that age that where I started, like where I was struggling and having problems. And this is gonna sound weird, but I'm so girly that I attract a lot of women marketers. You know what I mean? Because of that, I'm very that very sensitive side of me. So like most guys aren't like that. You know what I mean? And I get it because I was that guy. I was a very hard-nosed, men are in charge. We make the money, or that's stupid king. That's stupid. But I was that guy because that's how I was brought up. So when I realized how ridiculous that was, I completely went to 180 degrees, and I turned into this person who was just like, I don't have an ego. I do, but I don't. It doesn't come out when I'm speaking to people about, I don't think I'm above people, and I think a lot of guys do. So like because of that, I attract a lot of women into my business, which is really weird. I think the majority of the people in my company is women. Kind of funny, right? Yeah, but it's that and family people. So if you start thinking about the people that you're attracting, that's you. You're attracting yourself. You're attracting who you are. Like you've already branded yourself. A lot of us, and including myself, up until when I say recently, I'm like the last 12 months. Like I had no idea what I was doing, not a clue. I was just being who I was. And that comes from all kinds of different mindset training. We went to, my wife and I went to a thing called Landmark Worldwide, and that was life altering. You figure out where that ego and that pride comes from, and when you figure out where it comes from and where your fears come from and all that kind of crazy stuff that blocks us, and you figure out where it all comes from, you can knock it down easily. You can just start chipping away at it, and it just goes away. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, I agree that the industry bringing out, just like you said, that's probably one of the hardest things for people is just finding out who you are, what do you stand for? What is that? And that's where that mindset comes into play 100%.
Yeah. One of the neatest things that that I learned at that, it's a weekend thing, and I get nothing for it by saying, I don't get a toaster or anything like that in the mail when I say the words Landmark. But one of the neatest things that I found out about every individual that walks this earth is that every single person has love for other people. It's just, why is it hiding? You see those people that are bitter and angry, and even the, well, I can't say some of the schizo people. There's people that have crazy. I'm not talking about them. Own category. I'm talking about people that are just angry and bitter and frustrated and just pissed off all the time. They don't like people. It has nothing to do with them being a bad person. Something happened somewhere that blocked them from allowing goodness coming in. So if you look at marketers, a lot of us come from a very damaged background. We've been bullied, we've been beat up, we've been called names, we've been told we can't achieve things. So when we're coming into an industry and all of a sudden you come into a wake-up call and some crazy person is telling you that you can do anything in the world, and they're like, well, that doesn't even sound right. That sounds stupid. It's a wonder people say things like that. Because we've been programmed to because I was bullied a lot. So when I think about all the people that were saying negative, crappy things about me, it was no wonder it took me so long to come up out of that. And I can't even really, honestly, for a lot of people, I can't even complain from a lot of people's background. So when you think about that, and you're trying to reach into somebody's life and tell them that all things are possible, and they're looking at you like you're insane, and we're like, well, they must be crazy. So like if we can see people from where they are, man, you can reach them in a heartbeat. You just have to see where they're coming from. And when you see that, you can help them with anything, whether it's your network marketing company, whether it's a conversation, whether it's MLSP, whether it's a product, or whether it's anything. When you understand where they're coming from, man, everything changes. You know, and it took people meeting me where I was for me to understand. Because I'm like, how can you like a person like me? I'm mean, and I would lie to people. I was horrible. I was such a bad person. I shouldn't even say it out loud. But I was mean. I was just a mean person. If you looked at me wrong, we were going to throw down. It was just, I look back, and I'm like, man, what a jerk I was. But I was so guarded from being hurt so many times that it was just easier to be angry than it was to be sad. So when we tell somebody, and if you told me anything is possible, I'm like, you must be stoned right now. That doesn't even make any sense. The words that are coming out of your mouth don't even make any sense. Because I know what happens when I go hard. Every time something good comes in, it gets taken away from me. How dare you raise my hopes? It's crazy. So if we can meet people and we're delicate with them, and I'll tell you, one of the and this is not a fluff me Steve Krivda thing. This is the reason I like telling stories when I speak or when I do things, is because people identify with stories. You can tell them and teach them and tell them all this kind of stuff what they need to do, but if you don't tell them who you are and where you came from, they're not going to connect with you and they're not going to listen to who you are. You know, one of the things that really impressed me about Ray Higdon, when him and I have been friends for years and years and years, and it was when he started talking about, when his I can't remember, I think it was his stepmother, we used to beat him up and burn him with cigarettes and throw him in a closet and like say all that. I mean, I was like, what? I didn't know any of this stuff about him. And all of a sudden it came out, and I'm like, man, you know, wow, if he can pull up through that, and the little bit of crap that I've been dealing with is nothing. Wow, I could really make this work. So everybody has this really cool story inside, and when you start bringing that story out and bringing it to life, you can literally change somebody's life in a conversation. Like, you can put them on the path that can really change them. I remember having and I don't want to bust Ryan McMorris's chops, but I remember when Ryan first came into MLSP, we had a conversation, and we had a long conversation, and he painted I was teaching him how to paint a vision, and he painted a vision right when we were on the phone, and when he was finished, I was like, holy crap. I said, if you hold on to that, I said, man, that's going to take you to wherever you want to go. And Mal, look at him. The guy's he's a rock star. And that has nothing to do with me. It was just, you know, meeting him where he was. So, anyways, I can go on this. This is a forever topic.
Love it.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, guys.
Steve, thanks for giving us your time to come out tonight. That was awesome stuff.
Cool.
Awesome.
I appreciate you guys. This was a lot of fun. Anytime you guys need anything, just I'll maybe holler back at you guys. Cool.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna write to the people. Cool. All right, guys. So I appreciate you all for having me out. You're a rock. You guys rock.
Don't forget to go get on Steve's wall and or his timeline, whatever they call it, on Facebook, and give him some love, because he deserves it.
Cool. Appreciate you guys. Have an awesome night. If you need anything, just let me know, or if anybody on the chat or whatever needs anything, just shoot me a message.
Sweet.
Appreciate you guys. Love y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.